Hi, so welcome. My name is Victoria Turner, and I am the creator of Your Power Outlet. And I am so thrilled that you are here for this Power Zone. And what I just heard is that the link wasn't an active link that I sent. So I take ownership of that. And this is actually a perfect segue or thing to have happen as we talk about negative self-talk, because I could choose to feel really horrible and want to curl up into a ball or just internalize it or say I suck but the truth is I absolutely did my best. I can figure out what I'm going to do differently next time and apply it. So it's kind of the irony of the situation that's transpired that it's just Erin who has persevered. So thank you, Erin. And why I call this segment Your Power Zone is that it really became aware. Your Power Zone is actually a tool that I use in my process, and it's a tool that I use all the time to help me make the choices that are more empowering for me versus just letting our autopilot bad habits persist. And this is exactly what this time is that your Power Zone is this space between an action and a response. And there's always that place that we get to choose. And that's exactly what this time is. You've come into this time, and now you actually get to choose how you want to do it differently when you leave. So this is plugging into your Power Zone. And nobody's going to do the work for you. Nobody's going to do any of it. It's just about how the choices that we make. So, it's up to you to make that choice. So today we're talking about negative self-talk, how to shut down your inner voice. And oh my gosh, my life was full of that negative talk. I lived my whole life with my inner voice overwhelming me and limiting my ability to do anything. I mean, even I remember as early on as grade 4, I'd moved to a new city. I was only a few months into school, and my birthday was coming up, and my mom was asking me about having a birthday party. And my inner voice was so negative, and I was so afraid of hurting people's feelings. And I was having this negative dialogue in my mind that it absolutely stopped me from even having a birthday party. Seems very trivial, but the truth is that negative inner voice was so disserving to me. And my mom didn't know how to do it differently. And maybe I didn't even share with her that impact, but I can just remember that literally it's as early as grade 4, probably earlier. And I nurtured that negative inner voice my entire life until I realized that I actually get to choose how I think about myself, how I feel about myself. And it has nothing to do with ego or arrogance. It's about just this, what's changed for me is this quiet knowing and trusting that, I'm more than good enough in these situations, and separating my negative inner voice from my childhood from my reality as a grown woman in this moment. Does that make sense, Erin?
Yes.
Made it all?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
So what are you noticing?
Right now?
Yeah. Sure.
At this moment? I have the a horrible tag of an inner voice, negative inner voice myself.
Right.
And it's not helpful at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, criticism doesn't change, criticism doesn't work to get better results.
Oh,
it's hard to let go of, though. Holy cow.
It's hard because we've practiced our whole life.
Yes.
You have been practicing this way of being your entire life. I call that an autopilot response. And that's just allowing it to take over our life and how we choose to show up in every different situation. But we actually get to choose, and that's the whole premise of this Power Zone, between every action and that space before you respond in your autopilot way. We get to plug in and choose our choices, like consciously decide how we want to show up. And like anything, it takes time. And it's about being kind to ourselves, that it's baby steps. You just don't wake up one morning and just, have figured it out how to reprogram all your habits, right?
Right.
So let's be in service, because you are the one that's here, to you specifically. So I would love for you to bring up one situation at life or at work where your negative voice or your internal dialogue is impacting your ability to do what you really want to do. And I just have paper and pen here just to take notes. So
okay. Okay, let me just repeat the question to myself. So what's a situation where the negative voice is impacting? Which one do I choose? I'm not stalling because it doesn't happen.
No pressure. Take a big breath. There's no
Okay.
need for perfection. Just maybe it's an incident from yesterday, an incident from yesterday, or
a small thing. Well, this week is my birthday as well.
Oh, happy birthday!
Your birthday?
No, Monday, the 8th.
Oh, excellent. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So, I mean, the birthday brings up things even of just even very minor things, such as, thinking a lot about the plans, not wanting to put anybody out. Sorry, yeah, my phone is ringing.
No problem. So you know what's ironic here, Erin? That phone is a perfect symbol of what transpires when you are planning your birthday, making a sale. Is what I'm seeing is in your life, it's other people's priorities or demands are coming in and impacting your ability to do what's best for you. Like that phone is a perfect little metaphor of what happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. Nice little opportunity there, Victoria.
Yeah.
To point that out.
So do you want to focus on this birthday, or is there something else? Because we're going to break it down for you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think of an example that would be pretty straightforward to break down.
Or don't worry about that, but you decide, do you want to focus on a situation in life or at work? And then we'll go from there.
Either one works.
And I'm totally cool if it's your birthday you want to focus on.
Right. It just feels, you know what, actually my reluctance in talking about the birthday is that the negative voice is active right now saying, that's ridiculous. Saying it's ridiculous.
Okay, and what's it telling you? What is it saying? Ridiculous about what?
About, some like a birthday is just, it's a birthday. It's a time to celebrate and have fun and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a double negative voice of, that's stupid. Why do you even have a negative voice about that?
So how do you want to see your birthday? Just you telling me right now, like shutting down all that noise, So how do you want to see your birthday?
From the perspective of, say, the negative voice, and this is what you should be doing, or
from you, Erin, in this moment, how do you want to see your birthday?
Oh, well, to enjoy it, and it is just to embrace it without resistance or worrying about maybe all the things that I should have done by now, and to embrace and enjoy.
What's coming up for you right now?
My birthday and business things and, all the things that negative voice. What's coming up is that, well, the birthday marks that another year has gone by, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So the negative voice says, oh, you should be I've done this by now and this by now. Another year, do you really deserve to be happy about this?
Mm-hmm. And the truth is that this does mark another year.
Mm-hmm.
And here's an opportunity. How would it serve you to look and to choose to see the birthday from this is another year? This is another starting point.
Yeah, that would be very helpful and a lot more motivating and empowering and good.
And so what stops you from being able to see it that way?
Tied to rigid thoughts. That even if I do, because intellectually I realize it's not helpful to have a critical, negative inner voice. I get that, theoretically, but an ingrained, rigid way of thinking of like, no.
Yep. And guess what? That's now an excuse. You have just told me that you can see your birthday from a new starting point. Mm-hmm. But you're also, so if this pen will just say the topic is your birthday, your perspective prior to coming on was a very rigid, negative, just disempowering perspective. But obviously you can see this pen from many, 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 many different perspectives. And you showed me that you could actually choose to see your birthday from a perspective that actually felt delightful. I saw it in your face. There was a shift. Mm-hmm. And every single time you choose to see it from that rigid place, you're making that choice. You are making that choice. And so let's figure out a tool or a visual reminder or something for you to remind you of the more empowered perspective. Does that? So let's brainstorm, because here's the deal. When that thought comes up, you get to choose to say, that's my old, or there's another way of looking at this.
Right.
This is exactly, that's my father calling from Africa. It's your choice in every moment. And it doesn't matter. This topic right now is about your birthday, but it is absolutely the same thing when it comes to sales or asking for what you need. Yeah. Every time you are choosing a negative perspective, that's your choice, because there's always another way to choose to see it. Right?
Yes.
So let's focus on your birthday from what do you want it to mean to you? Put words behind it.
The positive way to look at it. Oh man. What do I want it to mean? Well, it would be helpful and empowering to think.
No, that's bullshit. Free. Okay. I choose to see, because nobody can do it for you.
Okay, so you're telling me to make the choice right now. Yes, okay. I choose to see
my birthday is
on Thursday as the beginning of a new year and a new start where I can make empowering choices all the time.
And how does that feel?
Great.
And here's the thing, is that nothing is going to change for you, only how you choose to go into this next year. So how are you going to remember that? And that is, you're creative, right?
Yeah.
So I feel, so what's coming to mind, this is brainstorming, is that maybe there is, I don't know if what do you like to do to be creative? Paint, draw, sew, color, like anything come up for you?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Yes. All of the above.
So put a medium out there.
Okay. I like to be creative. Put one medium out there.
Well, hold on. Do you wear your aprons?
Yes.
And do you wear it every day?
Yeah, I do.
And So here's your opportunity. You can either choose for your apron to be intentionally symbolic of that. So literally every time you put it on, you are reminding yourself of the empowered choices that you get to make. Or maybe you want to stitch something into your apron that's, with that, whatever words you want to use. And it could be as simple as I love my birthday, or choice, or it's screwing around with our own minds to remind us, because you don't have the benefit of having somebody, tapping on your shoulder every time you go into a negative perspective.
Right.
So we have to take it upon ourselves to change our habits. And for me, I believe just so strongly in tools. So something that we can remind us, it may feel robotic initially, but then it just becomes habitual. And especially when you give meaning to things in your everyday, it's just a constant reminder. So what's coming up for you in terms of creating that visual reminder of what you want your birthday to mean? And this is something that is relevant past your birthday.
Right. Yes, of course.
So what's coming up for you?
What would you like for a little reminder?
Yeah.
Just to get a Sharpie and write choice. You are worth it on my arms or something. Forehead.
Okay.
Just kidding, but
but maybe those are your words. Those are your words. And maybe it's a frame beside your bed, or a little sticky beside your bed. And those are the words that you read every morning before you get up. And it sets your intention for the day. Because undoubtedly, the day, the week, the month, the year is going to go by, and nothing is going to change except for how you intentionally show up in this world. And so I'm going to dare you for the next week to intentionally take action every morning. And maybe it's something that is around me. Maybe it's more than just the morning, but really be intentional about choosing to show up after reading those words. And I, for me, I posted a couple days ago is finding 3 words that are really, they're my intentional words. And my intentional words are powerful, unafraid, and grateful. And those words help me through the course of my day make my choices for how I want to show up. And so maybe it's words for you that you want to frame beside your desk. But I'm going to give you the challenge. A week from now, I want you to literally post in your Power Outlets Facebook group how the outcome was for you after intentionally doing it.
Okay.
Are you up for that challenge?
Definitely.
Awesome. And so for your birthday, literally go there. What do you want to do on your actual birthday? To celebrate you.
Oh, I am actually going to a spa with my mom. She forced me to.
Okay, forced you. Oh, I'm so sad for you.
I know.
And oh my gosh, Erin, what about using that as such an intentional starting point? Use the words, I matter, or what did you say? What was the word you used?
I'm worth it.
I am worth it. And you are worth it. And imagine using that spa day or opportunity as an intentional starting point.
What better place to do it than there? I mean, at a spa.
Absolutely. And that's, I find I have a best friend and we talk literally every day. And it's delicious to live in a world that's intentional. And just being aware of what's going on around you versus head down. I'm not doing this right. I'm not getting anything well. I'm not doing anything well. Just the negative self-talk is not of service, but imagine finding intentional meaning to the things that you're doing in your day-to-day. When you're focusing on the positive, that negative self-talk or perspective is muted, is like literally turned down and turned down and turned down until you hardly hear it. So how do you feel, what shifted for you as it relates to negative self-talk?
Well, it sounds pretty simple, but sounds like, dripping into a bucket, just a drip at a time, but eventually the bucket fills up.
How does that feel for you?
Well, it feels like it's approachable and, easy enough to do.
And how hard is it to turn a faucet? Does it take a lot of effort?
No.
And what's beautiful about a faucet is sometimes, you can turn it on, and sometimes you can just turn it back down to that slower drip, but your bucket is going to get filled.
Right, eventually, yes.
Yeah, as long as you take intentional action.
Right.
And intentional action is in the being and in the doing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Be backed up with action, right?
Pardon me?
That's what you're saying. It needs to be backed up with action.
With choice.
Right.
Because nothing around you is going to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you show up. So your mindset isn't action related, it's being related.
Cool.
Okay. So when you show up, when you post your accountability, your challenge a week from now, I would love to hear what's changed, and you can relate it back to, you can talk about the words or that scenario, but also about the choice. What's changed for you knowing that you have a choice in the different moments. And that's the thing. Every time, and obviously it's not just going to be about your birthday when negative self-talk comes up, but every time you hear it, that's a beautiful reminder to choose a different perspective.
Right.
To make a choice.
Right.
And literally it's with practice that we choose to shut down our negative self-talk. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Then my negative self-talk is going to come in and say, see, you should have done this before. I'm just kidding.
But that's a beautiful thing, is that we can't change anything from the past.
Yes.
And literally my blog post today titled, Why It's Okay to Lose Your Shit. We all make choices that aren't in line with who we want to be and the results that we want, but it's about doing it differently next time. And for me, there's a lot of ease or, softness in giving myself permission to know that, I didn't do it perfectly or great, but I can do it differently next time.
Right.
All right. So in service to you, this power zone is about choosing your response as you leave through. So now you have some tactical tools that you can use in your day-to-day that are truly in service to you, but nothing's going to change unless you actually use them. Right? And do you know what I can do? I can send you I'll send you a worksheet that's almost like a tracking document, or gives you the opportunity to acknowledge your intentions and the outcomes, because that's the other thing also, is celebrating when we make a different choice. Nobody's there, way to go, but it's about us knowing that we're doing it intentionally differently. So I will send it to you, and anybody listening to this later, you're welcome to email me at victoria@yourpoweroutlet.com, and then I can send it to you as well. So it's just a tracking document for the intentionality.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. So in service of time, and because that's, is there anything else, because we do have a little bit more time, is there anything else that you want to practice reframing as a topic? So birthday, forget it, but where else?
Okay.
What other action, maybe it's work related,
yes,
is being impacted by your negative self-talk?
Other action being impacted by my negative self-talk would be, whoa, fire alarm now.
Do you need to take action?
I might need to. Can you hear it?
You know what?
Oh,
yeah. Listen to the signals around you. Trust that you have what you need, and go take. Oh, how ironic! Go take care of yourself.
Okay.
Okay. I can't wait to get your feedback and your update a week from now.
Thank you very much.
Have an amazing day, Erin.
Thank you. You